Hey everybody, I'm back. Third time is a charm, I guess, for today. Feeling a little nostalgic. I was going through some things, and forgive me for wearing a hat because right now I saw my hair. I saw my hair in the last video. It was kind of crappy, but it is my Irish heritage. So instead of wearing it forwards, I'm going to wear it backwards. And I just see I messed it up again. So anyhow, let me just cover the top of my hair. Anyway, looks like a mess, but you know what? I'm going to do it. So, going through, feeling a little nostalgic. And the other day I was going through my paperwork. And I have a lot of paperwork that I usually save. You know, with Disney, we never got past the 30 years. And remember, I told you it was 1994 of our first trip to Disney. And with all that, you know, happening and being said, sorry for this, but I wanted to focus. I have the original booking of the paperwork of our very first trip to Disney. We booked it June 27th, 1994. And, you know, this to me brings back a lot of memories because my father passed away June 2nd. And there was talk about a trip to Disney and trip going somewhere for that year. But we just weren't sure. I know I wasn't sure because of my dad. And I told you my dad had leukemia and passed away. It just so happens that my mother had, you know, said to us, my husband, my now husband, because back then he was my fiance, and she says, you know, why don't you just go anyway? You know, she says, you can. The grieving's, you know, time to grieve and everything. I understand. She says, I'm not throwing you out or anything, obviously, but you know, if you feel that you just want to get away and do something, I totally understand this. My mother was very good about those things. She really was. And we wound up booking the trip. I says to my fiance, now husband, where do you know, would you really want to do this? And Disney World was, in fact, suggested to us. So with that, we did the final booking June 27th, 1994. It's right here on the paper. The trip was scheduled for the 15th of August, 1994. We did this within 2 months' time of booking. Who the hell does that today, right? So many memories are just happening with this. And I thought it was wild. We took a Delta Dream Vacation 1 week Disney World package. Get ready for the Polynesian. 7 nighs. Okay, package includes the Disney 7 nights with park tickets. Okay, now remember, Animal Kingdom wasn't around back then. Hollywood Studios was still MGM, and Magic Kingdom was still magical. So we had booked this through a family member's job because back then you were actually able to do that. So by all means, it was done, it was passed. The total trip package for the 7 days at the Polynesian, which, mind you, was a deluxe resort, it always was, with $200 deposit received, because we had to always give them $200. Yes, even 30 years ago, it was $200 deposit. The grand total of it was $2,771 for the 7 nights. And we gave the deposit of $200. That means we only owed $2,432.45, which 30 years ago, 7 days at a deluxe resort for $2,000, including your park tickets, was an absolute steal. Okay. Final balance due July 11th, 1994, blah, blah, blah. The person who booked it for us requested, I have requested a pool/garden view at the Polynesian. And we also had a discount of $138.55. A pool garden view. Okay, now what do you have? They have the garden view Polynesians all gone, because those things are those little rooms that you see in the water. And, you know, they also have the new village, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. But it sure as hell wasn't like this 30 years ago. To us, it was beautiful. So, $2,771. What I'd like to do now is compare. And I've been wanting to do this. So, come with me while I book a fantasy vacation. I would like to pick the same exact days. And the resort Polynesian. Okay, now we've stayed there numerous times. 94, 95, there was 96, or 97. 98 we started swinging by, because I think 97 we actually stayed at the Contemporary. We spent our honeymoon at the Contemporary in 1998. And that was, I want to say that was almost the last time that we stayed at any deluxe resort. Then we started dropping. Caribbean Beach, Coronado Springs. I wouldn't recommend. Then you got to walk 5 miles just to get to the friggin' lobby. They stuck us in Timbuktu over there. Anyhow, getting on with that. I would like to take a journey. I would just like to take a pretend, let's book a pretend trip together, shall we? I wanted to do this. I wanted to compare the prices between the 30-year span, which, again, we can't get past the 30 years. We never made it to the 30th year for us. Okay? Thanks a lot there, Disney and Bob. All right, my plans. I'm going to sign in. Let's see if I can sign in. Sign in. Really? Why do I have to sign in like this? It should just be remembered. Right. Am I in? Hey, oppa, I'm in. I thought I was going to say, what the hell? All right, my experience. Let's book a trip, shall we? Okay, here we go. All right, resort, explore resorts. Let's go for August 15th. September. Let's go back to August 15th. That was kind of late in the year, too, to be doing it. August 15th. 16, 17, 18, August 15th. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21st. Okay, it was August 21st that we got out of there. August 21st. Okay, we got it. For 2 people, resorts. I'm going to pick the Polynesian. This is scary, folks. Deluxe resorts. Polynesian. Ah, yes. Here we go. I'm just laughing at this. I can't help it. Okay. And I want to see if I can get the pool garden view, which is just the pool view, you know? Okay. Okay. Resort has currently undergone construction and refurbishment. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to do a package. Now, back then, by the way, I want to say I don't believe that they had park hopper options, but just for the hell of it, I'm gonna weave back and forth between the regular package and the park hopper options. I want to see if what between the base ticket and park hopper options are, because I don't remember 30 years back if we actually had park. They're not telling us. But I know we had the package deal. So, alrighty, water club level alone for the dates that I want. You're gonna shit. 8,671. So I could just tell that this trip now is not going to be $2,000 jammy. It's not going to happen. Okay, tower, studio, tower. Deluxe studio, deluxe. Theme park view. Are you kidding me? Deluxe studio, deluxe, club level, suite, club level. 1 bedroom villa. Jiminy Cricket's asking me if I need help. No, thanks, dude. I got it. Oh my God. Bungalow. Okay, and that's where she ends. So we don't have a pool garden view anymore. So that's out. That is some crazy shit. Okay, tower. 2-bedroom penthouse. No. I mean, I don't want to move in. I just want to stay there a few nights. 1-bedroom villa. Resort view. Okay, the room type is unavailable for the days and the party size that are selected. So right away, I couldn't get it anyway. I just wanted to see what my options were. I wanted to see the price. 1-bedroom suite club level. This has gotten real fancy over the 30 years, folks. Just figured I'd let you know. Honeymoon view, honeymoon room. Oh my God. Okay, and now that's unavailable. Theme park club level for the days that I wanted. $9,559. I kid you not. Resort view club level. I ask you, does anybody have a regular room anymore? As you can see, no. Deluxe theme park view. Nights, views of Magic Kingdom Park, Seven Seas Lagoon. 2 queen beds and a day bed. But we had 2 queen beds also with that. Water view. Disney's Polynesian views. Views of the, okay, here we go. Views of the pool, the marina, the Seven Seas Lagoon. Okay, hang on. The resort view. This is the cheapest one on the list, folks. The resort view. View of the Gardens Monorail parking area. Let's just say the parking lot. Parking area. 1 king bed and 1 day bed. 2 queen beds. Okay, I'm just going to pick resort view. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? Resort view package. That is $5,791.10. Let's go right down to the penny. I'm going to select and the Dapper Dans. Okay, here we go. Dapper Dans. Okay, here we go. Number of days. Now, I usually pick, when I pick the theme parks, I like the theme park tickets to actually cut off the night before, because they will friggin' charge you for the day. We tend to leave, when we leave and say our final goodbyes at Magic Kingdom or, at the resort, we usually get the earliest flight out as possible. So what we do is we leave this hotel. If our flight gets at least about 6:30 in the morning, we take off, or as early as 7 a.m., we get there at about 5:30, 5 o'clock. So we actually leave that hotel at about 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So that day that they're actually charging us for that ticket is shit, because they already got the money and we're wasting it because we're not even there for the whole day. So, okay. Okay, I'm going to cut these number of day tickets down to 6, because there's no reason for me to have 7 days. Okay, 6 days. Now, do I want the park hopper option? You know what? The base ticket, 1 ticket a day, okay, would be, the total of the trip would be $5,747. I'm going to pick the park hopper option for $5,928. Now, that's with the tickets and the room and everything, okay? That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so August 15th to the 20th. Well, they give you the 15th to the 23rd. They always do the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21. They always extend it for the, the 2 extra. I don't know why they even do that. I'm not paying for that, though. Okay, I'm going to continue on this. Now, I know I signed in, so I want to make sure that I don't, that I don't purchase nothing. Okay, here we go. Quick service dining package. Now, if you wanted the dining package, I don't want no dining plan. Okay? I'm just going to continue with no dining plan. And just put it in the cart and I don't hit nothing else. I'm always scared to death of this. Okay, please wait while we complete your request. Okay, the whole trip would be 30 years into the future, right here. This would be it. 30-year span. 30 years ago, for the trip, was $2,771. This trip right now, 30 years to the year. Well, would have been last year, but that's okay. $5,928.96. Now, that's a hell of a span, let me tell you. That is a hell of a year. 30 years. Horrible, folks. And I believe the Polynesian Resort hotel rooms a night, they weren't even $200 a night. So you could do that math and see that. Okay, continue. No, I don't want to continue. I want this out of my cart, guys. It's in my cart. Get it the hell out of there. Now let's go into the cart. Okay, here we go. Rooms, remove. Polynesian, remove cart items. Yes, get them the hell away from me. Let's go. Just be gone. Poof. Your cart is empty. Okay? So the memories are here. I'm seeing them. It hurt my heart, but I wanted to do this video just to show of how much everything went up. I mean, that's a $3,000 mark. You know how many trips you can do if it just stayed at $2,700? Now, my Pop Century is basically what I paid 30 years ago for Polynesian. It's 27, about 26, 27. As a matter of fact, it's like 29 if I do the park hopper and not even just do the base ticket, because, you know, sometimes I even cut out the park hoppers while I was doing the trips. I was trying to, you know, do let's make a deal. You got to cut corners. I want to show you something now. I want to turn your attention because I know I showed you this before. And what I showed you was, I had my original book when we first booked the trip. We went out, we bought the Birnbaum's book. We were all very learning about it. We were all new about it, but I had gotten rid of those books during my move. It was a stupid idea, but I think I did a video on this already. I repurchased the 1994 Birnbaum's book on eBay, and I was so glad to get it. They still even have the coupons intact. So look at this. When Disney World was hardly nothing. Oh my goodness. I mean, just like 4 years before even building, and I think of these things, it's wild. 4 years before even building Animal Kingdom, you know? But I wanted to do was to show, and I know I have them here. If I could just do this. Reservation, they give you all the reservation phone numbers. Today they probably don't do this. By bus, by train, we always took Amtrak. That was always an experience. We took Amtrak for, oh my God, since 95 we took Amtrak, you know, until 2018. So we have done it all, folks. Admission prices per ticket. Mission price for one day for one park was $35.90 to get into any park. All right, you want to feel sick to your stomach now for what everybody's been spending? You should feel sick. You should get one of these books and see the price difference. What I'm trying to do here is to get the prices to the resorts, because I know that they're in here. It's just something to see. I like to remember back to an earlier time. I like to remember back to an easier life, an easier time, really. Wilderness Lodge, Disney Inn. Who even heard of the Disney Inn? Bet you never heard of the Disney Inn. You know, okay, here we go. Polynesian. And they're telling us about the Polynesian until they freaking screwed that up too. I want to know the prices to the Polynesian. Contemporary Resort, absolutely. You know, we're very grateful and very glad that we had a shot to stay at these places, you know? I mean, it was a treat for us, but I think the people who feel privileged that do it now anyway and pay out the ass for it thinks that they're entitled to it. And I think that's a shame. You know, I know everything changes. Don't give me the crap that it doesn't change. I know that. River Country. Yes, I was at River Country. I just thought that I experienced River Country when so many people nowadays have never even done that. It was $14.05 a ticket a day. Okay? That's what it was. Typhoon Lagoon was still around. Blizzard Beach wasn't there yet. Okay? Blizzard Beach was not there. Pleasure Island, good old Pleasure. I'm looking at it right now, Pleasure Island. This was our time. These were our memories right here. I'm just trying to get to the prices, and I should have marked it off the book. I should have marked the book. He's got a vacuum now. Ugh. He's admission. Yeah, they will all see for 7 nights for an adult, for 7 nights, 8 days was $213 for a ticket. Okay, for seven nights. That's nothing today. You're paying $400 for a multi-lightning lane pass, premium multi-lightning lane pass. I mean, they just keep adding friggin' words to it. It makes it longer. But that's what you're paying up to $490 a ticket for that. And that's not even just to get into the park. You still got to pay another $100 some odd. It's insane, you people. You're all nuts. You really are. I know you want to get down there. So does my husband. But my husband's been hearing things lately that is not good. Okay, here we go. Found it. Polynesian, rates at Walt Disney World properties. Here's the property. Here's the lists of all the resorts. Dixie Landings, Villas, Vacation Club, All-Star Suite. You want to know how much you're paying for the cheapest? The cheapest on the lot, which is All-Star Sports and All-Star Music. They didn't have All-Star Movies, by the way. They didn't have that yet. Okay, for season, $69 to $79. Off season, $69 to $79. Never changes per season, okay? They don't give you this, we're going to charge you whatever the hell we feel like per day price. All right? So, Polynesian Resort, season, just for a regular room, $210 to $325. We've never paid more than $210. We've never done that, okay? I guess we weren't in season, but 5 nights plus an additional occupant under the age of 3, 2 queen beds, a day bed, okay? This is just the rooms and the suites. Now, the suites would be in the Bal Hai Longhouse. That's the only suite that she's had, which was $520, and it goes up from here. On season, $520 to $3,175, okay? That was like, you had to be really rich back then. The rich people now, that would be a sale for them today. Okay? That's insane. But the Polynesian regular rooms are $210 to $325. Now, off-season rooms just for a regular room back then at the Polynesian 30 years ago, 1994, is $195 to $280. That's probably what we actually paid, because we didn't pay nowhere near $300. We just didn't do that. So it had to be at least $195 to $280. That's probably what it was. Okay? So there you go. Just the thought to see this, and I can compare prices and everything for you. That's just unbelievable. Love this book. I always did. I always will. Always did, always will. And I'm glad I got it back in my possession, because we were collecting all the books. I had 94, 95, 96, 97. I mean, I had every year, but I just got rid of them. I just wanted the 94 book, really. But I did get the 2024 book of the Birnbaums, because I wanted to compare, at that point, the 30-year span. And I have the book back there. So, hell of a lot of years there, folks. I just wanted to show you and compare the prices. And I had to laugh, we took Delta Airlines. Meanwhile, Eastern Airlines was the actual, back then, Eastern's been gone now many years. Eastern Airlines was the Walt Disney World mascot flights. So they used to do Eastern. So remember, if you had wings, remember the ride, the attraction, if you had wings, that was sponsored by Eastern. So these are my years, folks. These are my years. But anyhow, I'm glad to see them. I'm glad to have this again in my possession. The memories are there. The memories are good. Memories are memories. We will never get these memories back. They are just all gone, folks. All gone. But I'm glad to see them again. I even still have my Delta airline, one of the luggage tags from Delta. I do. All right. Anyway, that's going to conclude this. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tidbit of information and the before and after 1994 to 2024. I should have did it last year. I did talk about it a little bit last year, but I was going through the paperwork and this magically came up, and I'm glad it did. I'm so glad it did. I'm glad to have it still. Look back on. A time that once was a Disney that once was. Definitely. I will talk to you soon. This is going to conclude, I think, for the end of the night. Maybe I'll come up with something maybe tomorrow or possibly Sunday during my cleaning spree. All right, people. Love to all. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Have you ever done that? Have you ever compared prices? Because this shit is scary. You know that. You now know. I know it. I mean, how many times could I have spanned the world with that extra $3,000 instead of if I was to book something now? Unbelievable. All right, people. Love to all. Have a great Friday. Bye-bye.